Welcome to the Wild and Free with Anna Love podcast. I am your host, Anna Love. Wild and Free was born to inspire women to release old patterns that have kept them from living their best life. As a subconscious freedom specialist, I strive to reprogram and reframe generational trauma, not only in myself and the lives of my 3 daughters, but for those who are ready to transform anxiety, fear, and shame into authenticity, freedom, and love. Whether you are 20 years old or 70 years young, buckle up for raw and honest explorations in doing the work necessary so that you may shine your brightest light from your heart and onto the lives of others. Welcome to Wild and Free with Anna Love podcast. I am so happy and honored to be here today with Emily Aarons, and I would love for you to introduce yourself to the listeners here and tell us what it is that you do and what makes you magical.
Well, thank you for having me, and thanks to listeners for being here. It obviously means you're here for growth and ascension, and you're into spirituality. So you're my people. I feel safe. This is amazing. So I am best known as an energy healer and business alignment coach. And what all that means is I've been doing energy healing for 25 years, and I have worked on tens of thousands of people in person and virtually. And I know a thing or two about how to get your energy to be in alignment within your business so that your business can grow and scale at the rate that your soul is ready to be, you're following your purpose. So I help businesses run better by helping the CEOs feel better. And I sort of grew up knowing I wanted to help people from a young age. I always knew that. I started my first business was a brick and mortar wellness center in Salem, Massachusetts when I was 22 years old. And I was a full-time college student. I went to healing school first, college second. Yes. And at that time I thought I was behind. And like looking back now, I'm almost 43 and I'm like, what in the world was I so hard on myself for? But like life, listen, we are kind of always programmed, I think, especially as women, to be hard on ourselves and maybe a little critical of like where we're at and comparing ourselves to others. So I was not immune from that. And I have always been on this trajectory to use energy healing in some capacity and help people in some capacity. And it was about 10 years ago that I brought my online or my brick and mortar business from healing people into the online space. Mm-hmm. And it was like, I took my first online course. I'd never taken an online course before. I'm like, what is this online situation? And the time when I brought my business online, I literally 10x'd my revenue. I started to use my Akashic records and in meditation and get offers from a deep soulful place. I started to align my energy and start to show up as my future self and really be more bold and badass and make new offers that I'd never offered before and share my personal story and just like offer my services to people any way that I could offer them, whether it was like pulling cards on Facebook Live, because like that was literally my gateway to being online and like, can I help you with something? And it started to grow and expand, and I was doing retreats and courses. And at this point, I've created like 14 courses. I have a thriving membership where I channel meditations every single month, which is now an app. And I've been a speaker and a leader, and I'm working on my first book. So that's, my whole life in a 1 minute nutshell.
Yeah. I was on your app today, just here. Yeah, I went on to it and I listened to 2 of the 5-minute ones, the energetic and the money, and I loved them. They were really inspiring.
Thank you.
I probably continue to do that. So
Thank you.
Bravo on the app.
Thank you. My friend just invited me. She's doing this like big coaches summit, and she's like, please, can you give some of your meditations to the people? Here's what they need. And I was like, oh, like I got all of those. So I actually created a bundle called the CEO Sanctuary. Oh. So there's like a whole new section that I have bundled together for, up and coming leaders, CEOs who, struggle with things like overwhelm, money blocking, attracting enough of the right soulmate clients, and just reprogramming your subconscious and your energy at the same time so that it doesn't feel like heavy lifting to grow your business. And that's the magical part about what I do.
That's what I wanted to go down into is tell us more about the energetics around it. Like,
Hmm.
what do you mean? Because some people may, have an idea of energetics and some people have no idea. So we're start from the bottom.
So, in case you haven't, it's not too obvious. I'm very down to earth, very practical. I'm not like woo woo in the ethers. I like to make these large, esoteric, spiritual concepts very reachable, very attainable, very real because, like, listen, we have to be in this reality too. So,
This is 3D. We're here. So we
yeah,
need
we're still here in this 3D, even though there's a quantum field and like etc. And I can get real woo if we want to on another episode, but I call this the energetic advantage. And so simply put, everything is energy. Our cells, plants, animals, minerals, everything is made up of energy, these minute little tiny particles, and they can be influenced by basically anything. And what's really fascinating, if people like sciencey stuff, I get really geeked out about the science behind it too, is that our physiology, our physical body is in exact alignment with our energy body, our chakras. So we have 7 main chakras, we have 7 endocrine glands. They are in the exact location of
Ooh.
each other. They're not near each other. They're like pinpoint exact. And so, things like acupuncture that's been around for thousands of years, we talk about moving your chi, moving your energy. There's stagnation, there's block. So what I do energetically is I have been doing this for so long. And actually I do teach other people how to do what I do. But I tune into your energy, and you can do this for yourself. You can tune into your energy with simple practices like a 1-minute meditation every single day. So let's like take this big esoteric concept and bring it down to like, how do I do this, Emily, every single day?
Right.
So on a daily basis, sometimes I like to say, like, before you even open your eyes in the morning, when you first start to wake up in the morning, invite yourself just to take a few deep breaths and do a body scan from the top of your head down to your toes. Just check in with your body. Where am I feeling tightness and tension? Can I bring a little bit of breath, a little bit of space, maybe some white healing light into those places? Am I feeling any stress or anxiety? I know, right? You just breathe. You just like feel better, like thinking about breathing. And then, like, okay, is there anything my body wants to tell me today? Anything I need to know right now? And just do a quick check in. Like, that's it. That's it. What happens is that over time, and especially for CEOs and conscious leaders, we get a little competitive with our 1 minute. We're like, oh, I can do 5, I can do 10, I can do 15, I can do 20. And we start to build up a practice of just checking in with our bodies. So our left brain is in charge of strategy and step by step and processes. Our right brain is in charge of our body and our intuition and creativity. So isn't that interesting that we can get into our body, unlock our intuition, and open up creativity channels? And you can do this sort of like one without the other. There's no process. Even if you are, let's say, I've been into making blankets for friends and family, doing these little like hand knit, like fluffy, cozy blankets.
Oh.
It's fun to do it. There's no point. It doesn't make my business any money, but it gets me into that creative energy. And when I'm in that zone, it's like I'm in this freer space. My energy feels open and expansive. I've been gardening. I live in Massachusetts. And so like it's that time of year where like you can plant flowers and they won't die.
Yeah.
So I've been getting into the garden more. Like the more I'm into doing things that feel really expansive, my energy goes to a higher vibration. And so we can go into sort of the process, which is I call the energetic advantage. So the first piece is energy. We all have energy. Everything is energy. When you check in with your energy, you can find out like, does it feel good? Does it feel blocked? Does it feel stagnant? How can I like shift some things around so my energy feels really good? I just gave a few examples of things that I like to do, but for you, it might be running, it might be cooking, it might be reading a book, it might be going for a walk out in the woods, like whatever you can do to really maximize your energy and make yourself feel better. And by the way, everything in your energetic container is fluid. It's always moving. And so things that can impact your energy are your environment. And we have proven that within 3 seconds of walking into a space, you can feel the energy of it. So we know that no matter if you're call yourself highly sensitive or not, we can all feel the energy. And so, look at your environment, your immediate environment that you spend a lot of time in. Does it feel cluttered, and does it feel like overwhelming, or does it feel spacious and open? You can influence your energy by the foods that you eat. So are we eating high vibrational foods? Are we eating processed foods? Or are we eating dead foods? Are we eating like I don't even know what this 19 letter word is that's in my
Right.
whatever I'm eating. But the closer that you get to its original source, the more high the vibration is. So you can influence your energy, your environment, the foods you eat, the company you keep, what you absorb. Um, Even social media can affect your energy.
Oh yeah.
And so the second part of that is your embodiment. So as leaders, and I feel like I'm talking really fast right now, and I'm like really excited about this. So please just like shut me up or interrupt me because I'm like do 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 do.
You're
Uh,
great.
the second piece is embodiment. So we all aspire for greatness. You were telling me about, you're about to win this like tattoo
Hmm.
competition thing, right? And so we all have our own little reach of like what we aspire to be or to have or to do. And part of the embodiment practice, once your energy is at a nice high frequency, then it's a good time to start thinking about what does that happily ever after look like?
Yeah.
When I have the lifestyle, the freedom, the money, the relationship, the health, the whatever,
Hmm.
how does that feel? If I close my eyes and start to imagine it, can I see it? Can I feel it, smell it, taste it? Like bring all of your senses online. And then you can ask your higher self, because that's what we call that best life ever, your most successful self, your higher self. Who do I need to be in order to achieve this?
Mm.
And what are some daily action steps? Or what kind of offers do I need to make? And how do I serve at my highest level in that state?
Yeah.
And so sometimes when we do that practice, we are like, oh, well, I can see myself living this lifestyle where I have a lot of time freedom and I travel a lot and, I can volunteer. Okay, well, what kind of things are bringing in money? Well, I could see myself speaking, or I can see myself writing a book. These are things that I'm thinking about.
Hmm.
Okay, so what kind of behaviors and actions would align with being a renowned speaker and an author? All right, so this is the kind of stuff I need to do, which is why I get into the garden. It keeps my energy really nice because also my higher self does like gardening, and that's the second piece of it.
Yeah.
So this is an invitation to kind of look at, are my reach goals and the things that I'm aspiring to, am I aligning with that today in my day-to-day
Mhm.
practices?
Right. Because you can't call in what's good for your highest if you're feeling bad. Right.
No,
That's what you're
no.
saying.
The universe is responding to your vibration, not just your words and your thoughts.
Yeah.
And so if your vibration is like kick-ass energy, really high, you're
Mhm.
going to start seeing that mirrored back to you. So for example, I feel high as a kite today. I just noticed I had like random sales coming in that I didn't even know were going to be here. I have been nudged by my guides to put back out a mentoring program that I did for years, but I haven't done it for 4 years. Since I've done that, I've had somebody applied like literally within minutes to it. I was like, well, that's great.
Wow.
And it was a Google form. Like, let me tell you, like, we tell ourselves the story. Like, I have to have this beautiful sales page with the testimonies and the pretty images, and like, it's got to be so perfect and the right wording and the right messaging and da da da. Or we could just like follow that energy and follow that vibration, be like, fuck it, let's just make something simple. Like, how can I make this easier? And I think that this
Thinking,
year specifically, what was that?
not overthinking.
Not overthinking. Like 2025 is definitely a year where endings and beginnings are happening. And you kind of have to like ride that wave. When you're inspired, just like, I'm not a surfer, but I know what surfing is like, you kind of like
I've
the,
surfed, I've surfed and I know what it's like. And you
okay,
have to ride, you have to get it at that sweet spot.
yeah, you can't like, okay, here it comes, there it goes.
Yeah.
because like you have to ride that wave of energy too. Like if you're all lit up and juicy excited and like oh my god, I love this idea, I love this program, it feels so good, is it in alignment with what I want to be doing, speaking, authoring? Am I served at my highest level? Hell yes. Does it feel good? Hell yes. Okay, will it serve my clients and my community their highest? Yeah. Okay, so it feels good. Let's ride that wave, start paddling. What can I do? What's easiest, fastest? Let's get it going and just like cruise. And like that's sort of one of those things that we can miss as
Yeah.
entrepreneurs because
Right.
the wave comes and we get excited, but then we're like, but
We're afraid to pull the trigger.
yes,
We're afraid to trust our intuition.
yes. Because what if I fail? What if I don't? What if it doesn't work? What if well, somebody else is already doing a mentorship? Why should I do mine? Who am I to even do that? And like, this is the whole point of entrepreneurship
Mm-hmm.
is that you get to like get out there and actually face your own shadows, face the things that are holding you back so that you can help other people. And the process of launching yourself out there can be really amazing and impactful for you and for your audience when you ride that wave and give from a place of giving, not just be like, I hope to make $20,000 on this offer. Like, I want you to make money. We all want to make money. It's not, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're just following the dollar signs and you're not looking about like, how can I positively impact people? How can I really serve people with the gifts that I have, with my life experiences, what my education, like, what can I do to be of service and to share this knowledge with other people?
Yeah, it comes from
And
the heart.
get out of your own way. And I think that's partially why I like to teach about using the Akashic Records. I've been doing some live workshops on my YouTube channel recently about the Akashic Records. And I would normally charge like $50 for these workshops. I'm just like following the energy, like, let's just make it easy. I'm not doing a sales page. I'm not doing a like Zoom link and replays and blah blah blah. Like I've done all that and I know how. I'm not being lazy. I'm just like, let's just get it out of me because the energy is building and I feel like you have to follow that momentum to keep building more momentum. And I had a call a few weeks ago and over 100 people were on live with me and I was like, hell yeah, this is so great. And like the energy was palpable. I did another one yesterday. I had a dozen people on. Like, okay, sure, there's less people, but like there are so many people who are on these calls and they're like, where has this information been all my life? And I didn't think about creating offers for my Akashic records. And when you're in that deep state and really connected to source and really connected to your own soul's purpose and your calling, you get this wisdom and message that it's like a bell that rings. You can't unhear it.
Yeah. Oh,
It's like, I need to stop worrying about what people think of me and just put it out there. Like
yes.
it came from you, not a coach.
Mhm.
That message, that insight came from inside of you. And so you can still sit there stagnant. And I've had plenty. I mean, I've coached hundreds of people. Like, they're definitely the people who get the message. They're like profoundly moved to tears. They know their next steps. They've got their offer. It's fully baked, amazing. And they stall at the starting line or they stall at the, halfway point. And it's like, you got to work through your stuff so that you can really serve people. Like this is part of the work is being able to take it all the way to the end zone, like take it all the way, like and don't get in your head and don't let your partner get in your head and don't let the society get in your head and don't let lack of sales get in your head. Like just keep tapping back in of like, what do I need to do today and make play by play moves, really trusting your instincts. And that's part of what I help people cultivate because ultimately, when we're doing it by ourselves, we can talk ourselves out of literally everything because our ego jumps in and is like, Anna, who are you to do that? Da 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 da. And you just starts chirping and it just starts chirping. And the next thing you know, you're like, I'm a failure. I'm a loser. I should never do any of this. I suck. Like, I should just quit.
But yeah, what you're doing is so important because you're talking to humans, and as a human we are going to have an inner critic. We are going to have ego that has been planted, right, or sprouted up from the past. And what if everyone could know this information, the world would just be different. I mean, I'm not saying
that the information comes to people at the time that it's needed.
Yeah.
But what you're doing is really important. And I wish I had met you 7 years ago when I started this coaching journey, because I did get in my own way with the overthinking.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until later that I found the energetic portion of it. And now all of a sudden I can just push go on live and just talk. And
Yeah.
I don't need a script. I don't need to like
Yeah.
redo it 5 times, right? It's just there for me.
I love to talk about that specific issue. So many people have that. I'm afraid to go on live. I'm afraid I'm going to mess up what I say. I'm going to say the wrong thing. My elevator pitch isn't perfect. I don't even know like how to set up my lighting. So these are the issues that present themselves. And I call this like the superficial level, like
Mhm.
this excuse bullshit
Yeah.
level. Like, oh, I don't know how to do a Facebook Live. Okay, well, let's see. Google, how do you do a Facebook Live? How do you do a YouTube? Like, I didn't know how to do a YouTube Live 3 months ago. And I was like, if I go on YouTube and I press live, is that a thing? Yeah, that's a thing. Okay, it's easy. Okay, done.
But you trust yourself. That's the difference. You
Yes. And I just figure it out. I don't let my own fears and ignorance
Yeah.
stop me. I think one of my best qualities is that I ask for help. And I think that the most successful people in the world ask for help. When you don't know how to do something, don't just sit there in the little like pity pool, like, I have a problem, I can't do it. Like, really?
Yeah.
Then go
Very,
get a job and you can work for somebody else and they'll tell you what to do all day.
very low vibrational patterns and habits. And
Yeah.
it takes some training and it takes some discipline to get yourself out of that
Yeah.
pattern loop,
It
right?
does. So, like, this superficial problem, I can't go on Facebook Live. I don't know what to say. I'm going to say the wrong things. I'm going to look like an idiot. First off, chances are, if you're saying stuff like that, you have the tiniest audience and no one's even going to see you when you go live. So,
Mhm.
like, there's that. The
Mhm.
first time you go live, no one's going to see you when you mess up the words. And you know what you can do? Delete it and start over.
Yeah.
Like how else could I overcome this issue? I could pre-record it. I could have a script. I could have bullet points. Like there are so many ways to overcome this obstacle. The real issue is in your throat chakra. The throat
Mhm.
chakra is about speaking your truth and
Mhm.
it's about visibility. So I don't,
That's been my issue. I'm not going to lie. Like I worked with someone this week on clearing throat chakra because
this,
I'm still like practicing it and I'm giving myself permission to make mistakes.
yes. So
Yeah.
throat chakra and like I'm not surprised to hear you say that. Like I know what I'm talking about here. This so let's talk about throat chakra. So the real issue is I have something that's in me that's like I don't feel safe to
Hmm.
speak my truth.
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
pattern though. It's a childhood issue. You have to unresolve it. But if no one's teaching you that in business, like you, that's why what you're doing is so freaking like important.
Thank you. So, like, yes, childhood, you already have that insight to know, oh, it stemmed from childhood. So, I always like to cue people, and this is like coaching 101 of like, okay, when was the first time you felt that or thought that? And we can train it back to like, oh, yeah, yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I spoke up in class and everybody made fun of me because I stuttered, or everybody made fun of me because I couldn't get the words out, or I was afraid to say something because, somebody bullied me because like whatever the issue was, we know that time and space. And then drop into your body. Again, we got to connect both sides of the brain. We have that intellect that's saying this is when it was. Now we have to go into the body. Where did I feel that? Where did I feel that? What happened in me? We can also invite in our inner child to say, "Hey, what did you need then
Mm,
that nobody gave you? What did you need to say that you couldn't say?"
that's right.
And being able to kind of like feel the energy just shifted when I just brought that in. It's like, oh boy, like we all were little kids and needed something that we didn't get,
Yeah.
whether it was love or validation or support. What was that?
Safety and consistency.
Safety.
Hmm.
Safety and consistency. Like, of course, you don't want to put yourself out there as an entrepreneur if you don't feel safe. It's just you can't like no amount of like pep talk or coaching is going to get you to feel safe until you feel safe back in your body. And so when you can give And I like to just say, listen, it's just not complicated. In your mind, imagine adult you is going to little child you. So like little Anna, however old she was, going to her in your mind's eye and visualizing like this conversation. What did she need to hear? What did she need to feel? What did she need to see? Give that all to her and then some. Did she need a hug? Did she need to say like, you're okay, you're safe? Did she need you to be like, I'm never going to leave your side? And guess what? Um, those people are stupid and that person should have done this and you deserve better. If you can give that to her until she feels whole, until she feels complete. And from that state, integrate that into your body. We are just like little grown up people. And that's partly why play is so imperative to growth, because you're being able to nurture that inner child within you that's always a little bit scared and unsafe. And
Mhm.
so really being into bring that into your practices, which by the way, I think a lot of adults and especially entrepreneurs, we get so much in our head that we forget to play. We forget to go have a life. We forget that like hanging out with friends and doing dumb shit is like really so good for your soul and actually for your business and your bottom line.
Yeah, it's all connected.
It's all connected. So if we can really heal those places and to feel safe, then the next thing we can go is like, okay, what would be the first next step for you to be able to feel safe and to really be visible and to speak your truth? What's that first next step?
Mm.
And just take yourself like one baby step at a time. Like that's it. Like we don't have to like force you out or like fire hose you into the public eye, but
Mhm.
there's something between I'm not going to do it to I'm like a superstar. There's like this whole gray area that you
Mhm.
can just inch your way forward and be so gentle with yourself. You don't have to force yourself to do these things. And also like maybe this isn't for you. I mean, you can ask yourself, like, is this just not for me? Or maybe this is not the season for me. But I
Mhm.
think that if you are considering helping others, you're here for that reason. And part of it is being able to take that kind of like machete in your hand and like bushwhack. Like we got to cut through some of this.
My way.
Yeah, just get the stuff that's out of your way, get it out of your way, get it out of your way, because you are here to serve a purpose.
Mm.
And your purpose should rip you out of bed every day. That makes you say, I've got to go help these people. They're suffering in silence over here. No one is helping them.
Mm.
They're literally praying for you to please give me a solution. Please help me. I need help. I need you, not someone like you or who's already out there, but literally you. They're literally praying for you, for your words, for your message, for your visibility, imperfect, whatever. And there
Yes.
have been times where I went on a Facebook Live, no makeup, no prep, just started speaking from my heart, crying at certain times, and people reach out after and they're like, that was the most moving thing. That's exactly what I needed to hear. And maybe I want to join your program tomorrow and it's 30K and I'll give you that in cash. Like, oh, okay. Like that's how it kind of works when you can allow yourself to be a work in progress and to be visible and to work through your stuff so that you can help other people. That is like the most wonderful soul led thing that you can do. And that's what I call the execution. That's the third part. So it's energy, it's
Mm.
embodiment, and it's the execution. So it's
Mm.
like riding that wave, doing the thing that you need to do and
Mm.
say the things that you need to say and really allow yourself to be a vessel, be a vehicle for God, universe, whatever you call it, to just be you channel it, let it come through you. And you might be surprised at how you speak and how you show up and how your presence changes just because you're like, whoa, I'm like a whole new level
It
of
is
myself.
the whole new version of you that was
Mm,
always there, and you're
always.
helping people take away the layers, right? So to speak. So that's wonderful. Is that the end of the process, or is there another?
That's it.
That's
Three
it.
steps.
Yeah, those are three big ones that, and then how you said you've worked with thousands of women. Is that right? And what's the
Yeah.
best way for people to get in touch with you? Like, what would be, if you were to bring people in, because I know people come in to see you and like you said, they may be ready to drop 30K tomorrow and they may, say, I need all of what you've got and please show me everything. And then there's people who like to dabble and like to follow. What's the best way to reach you?
I think that wherever you're at is great, and I'll meet you where you're at. So there are, like we talked about, I have the app, it's free. There's meditations on there. It's like an awesome place to get started and kind of wet your whistle.
Mhm.
I do have the deeper paid membership where you can get access to hundreds of energy healings from every different topic, and everything that you could possibly consider needing. It's all there. Plus, I channel a new one every single month that's
Yeah.
in alignment with what's current right now. But I mean, I still listen to meditations that I channeled 10 years ago, and they're phenomenal and they shift your energy. So they're all source channeled. I don't have a script. I close my eyes and I just, whatever comes through, comes through. I don't even know what I'm going to say before I'm going to say it. And then I have some really great group programs that I'm doing right now. There's one program that's about to start. I don't know when this comes out, but there's a program that's coming out right now called Quantum Flow. It's only 6 weeks. And then I have the Phoenix Mentorship, which is a 7-month container. And it's for women CEOs who are ready to 10X in their business and in their life and shift out of old programming and really step up into that higher self. And that container, it's like, you can probably tell, it's like one of my favorite
Mm.
groups ever. And I'm taking 10 scholarships, 20 total students. I'm just ready to help people skyrocket and catapult their business and their life in the process.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that we met. I
Me
love
too.
knowing high vibe women such as yourself. And if I have anybody that comes to me that, because I don't do business stuff, at least not at this time, but you are the business woman. So with the
I
energy
am.
wrapped in.
Yeah. Yeah. And I used to think that like I needed to do one or the other.
Oh,
Just stay in your lane energy, just stay in your lane business. And it's just who I am. I combine them both. I really can't separate them. So, I have so much experience personally and with clients from all levels, from early stages to multi 7 figures. And I love to be able to support the energetics and the business. So it's not one or the other, it's both and it's my jam. It's my favorite.
I love it. Well, is there any parting words that you want to tell anyone? Or do you feel like you've dropped some big ones here. So if anyone listens to this, their life is going to be changed. You're going to get to the gears moving in people no
Yeah.
matter what.
Yeah, I think the thing is I like to just say like start where you're at, take a 1 minute meditation every day, start there and just take yourself step by step. Intuitively you already know the things that need to shift into your life, out of your life to start really embodying your next level. And I would just say start. Like, we have this one life right now.
Do it.
Do it. Just do it. And if you feel like I can't do it by myself, it's not working, then get a buddy, get a support system, get an accountability group going. Like, don't just stay there and waffle. Like,
Mhm.
you have so much potential. And I can say if I could 10x my business the first year I went online and like started using my intuition, I'm now helping thousands of people globally. Like, if I can do this, you can too. And you really, you got to surround yourself with the right people. And I think listening to podcasts like this with you, Anna, is like such a great start. So I feel like celebrate the things that you're doing really well and just kind of keep leaning in a little bit by little bit, incrementally adding in the things that are going to support you to feel your best. Like, focus on how you feel. That feeling is going to get more of that feeling. So focus on that.
Right. And my podcast, it just reminded me that I didn't ask you the one question I love to ask everybody. I've already answered it, but I want to hear you anyway. How do you inspire people to be wild and free? Right.
Um, yeah, I think I inspire them to be wild and free by leading by example.
Mm.
And I often hear people say, wow, Emily, your energy is so awesome. It's so good. And huh?
You're like, I want what you have.
I want what you have, exactly what she's having. I want what she's having. And I get these messages from other podcasters I've podcast with all the time. Like, Emily, I keep hearing like your episode was like the fan favorite episode. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is great. So I think that's it. It's like your energy is your edge.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be my parting gift, is like, just lead by example. And, I don't know, Gandhi says, be the change you wish to see in the world. So I think be that energy.
Yeah. And really, I'm hearing to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing. Because if
Yeah.
you don't have that belief, you can want it and you can talk about it. But if you're not the key takeaway is really embody it and just go do it and trust And that's how you find you.
Yeah. And that's how my business exploded, because I just decided to trust myself. Like, here on out, it's me and I'm doing it. And at the time, like, my husband didn't support me. My family didn't support me. I was the only support system for me. Now my husband has turned a new leaf. He's like my number one cheerleader. I am surrounded by besties who are also founders.
Yeah.
And like, if I have a down day, they're like, Emily, do you know who the F you are? And then they'll like get me back up there. Like, I agree. You gotta believe in yourself. Like, if you weren't given this idea to be a change maker for nothing.
That's right. Yeah, that's a big one right there. The fact that you're saying it to yourself means something. It's somebody planted that seed, or
Yeah.
it came to you at the time that it needs to come to fruition.
Yeah. Who are you not to? Like, of course there's a plenty of people doing out there, but there's not you.
That's
Like,
right.
we need you.
I love knowing you. This was wonderful. Thank you so much for dropping all of these wisdom bombs. Thank you so much, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you for having me. And for all the listeners, if you're still here, my parting wish is that you go leave Anna a 5-star review and tell her how much you love this podcast, how much you love this episode, because as podcasters, we do these episodes out of the love in our hearts, and you have no idea how much it takes to produce all of these. And all we ask for in exchange is just a little like love back. Like, that's the best gift that you can give Anna. So that's what I would ask for you. If you're still here, please give Anna some love. Give her some podcast love.
I love that. I am going to be visiting you on your podcast now. And guys, I've already listened to her app. I advise that you all do that too. So very good to start
Thank
your
you.
day. Yes, or end your day. All right. Thank you, Emily. Take care, everyone.
Ready to take the next step in designing a life you love? The Life Design Blueprint membership is your all-access pass to exclusive tools, live guidance, and transformational support to help you move from self-doubt to self-worth. Building on the principles from the Design a Life That Lights You Up ebook, this membership is a deeper dive into creating a life that aligns with who you truly are. You will go beyond surface level self-help with hypnotic techniques and live discussions that create real lasting change in your mindset and life. You will receive ongoing support from me and connect with a community of like-minded women on a similar journey. Each week, I deliver an empowering hypnosis which offers a unique way of working with your subconscious to reframe limiting beliefs, elevate self-worth, and reinforce positive habits. All of our sessions will be recorded and added to our on-demand library for easy access to members. Join me by clicking the link below, and I'll see you on the inside. Well, thank you so much for tuning into Wild and Free with Anna Love and being a part of this magical journey with me. If you like this episode, make sure to subscribe and share with someone you love, even someone you just like. Bonus points if you leave a review. Show notes below gives you everything that you'll need to know, and I'll see you next time. So long for now.